They calling that Ratlanta now?
No way!
Oh my
Who does he think he is?
That he met with Mr. Jeffrey Williams in the back of his police car concerning a murder case. In support of the motion, Mr. Williams shows as follows. Mr. Williams is innocent of any and all of the charges in the above referenced indictment. Based upon information and belief, the prosecution and some of its witnesses, including but not limited to Detective Quinn, may wrongly state that Mr. Jeffrey Williams was in the back of their police car at some point and gave information on a murder case. Same is untrue. However, same also places Mr. Williams' character in an issue by being in a locked police car and having information on a murder case. This evidence must be excluded because same is 1, not accurate, and 2, places Mr. Williams' character at issue, and 3, is irrelevant to the trial of the above referenced case. Supposedly, Mr. Williams was a very young man at the supposed time of this interaction of law enforcement. Now, okay, I want to give a little shout out to Whack 100, The Exposers, Prince, Lavish, and Ghost, okay? This has been going around, but they were the first people that put me onto this information, okay? And I was thinking at the start when this was going around on Reddit, is this fake? Is this fake? All right, people in the comments saying, yo, when it rains, it pours. I was wondering if this was fake, but the Exposers got me right. They said, nah, that's real paperwork. That's real paperwork. We got the whole paperwork here. All right? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Now, a lot of the defenders of Thug, they're trying to say, and Thug himself, all right? Thug himself addressed this on Twitter. So yesterday, he addressed the allegations, the initial allegations of snitching on his Twitter. And he also addressed these new allegations. He's done hit with a second charge of snitching, all right? And he had to get his Twitter fingers fired up to address this, okay? And he even posted it himself. Now look, okay? Here's Thug's super damage control, all right? This is what he said yesterday in response to that initial video that I brought to your attention. They didn't play my interrogation video in court because I helped my brother. Where? And he said the DA kept objecting to letting it in. Facts. Thug wanted to introduce this interrogation tape. This is where the interrogation tape surfaced to begin with, because this was secret for damn near 8 years. It's my understanding that Thug's counsel wanted to introduce this interrogation tape to say, oh, look, this is him all the way back in 2015. He's denying that he's a member of the Bloods. He's saying YSL isn't a gang. It's consistent with what he's saying now. Accidentally, this ends up getting leaked, and people don't realize it for a couple of years. But he was trying to introduce this. He was clutching at straws, thinking that was going to help him. That telling from all the way back then, allegedly, was going to help him with his case now to show, you know what I'm saying, show that he's good. Now, he hit this one. This is some more misinformation, misdirection. Okay, somebody tweeted, we've been heard that footage and nothing Thug said can be misconstrued as snitching. Y'all are so gullible. It hurts to see this play out. Gunna fans so down bad about him flopping they had to reach for this nonsense. And this is an old post from Thugger Daily. It's a very selective. They picked one clip from the interrogation very selectively. All right. Notice how they didn't talk about him talking about Jimmy Winfrey carries Wayne's drugs and he breaks the law every day. They selectively picked one quote where he says that he's not a blood. And it's crazy that Thug's even tweeting this. He's retweeting this on his own page that Gunna fans are so down bad. Bro, the Thug fans are truly down bad. But he retweeted this selective moment from the interview, 16 seconds. All right, I want to talk about y'all are so gullible. This guy is so gullible it hurts, okay? Because this doesn't prove anything other than there's 16 seconds of a 2-hour interrogation that exists.
All y'all are Bloods, right? Like Lil Wayne, you, Amber Man, all y'all. So, I mean, I just don't see why the beef makes sense, though.
Blood?
Yeah. Blood.
Man,
that's what y'all say on the song.
That is entertaining, man.
Y'all say it on the song. All y'all.
So this is the sort of thing that I think Thug wanted to be introduced at his trial to say, look, he's been saying he's not blood. It doesn't really prove anything, but he kept going, what, now this one, and he had to face this one head on, all right? He tried to just be quiet about those initial allegations about the 2-hour tape. Didn't work. He had to respond, and now he's trying to get ahead of it. He posted this himself, all right? And he's saying some crazy stuff. Once more misdirection. He says, this motion got filed because the detective lied and said I made a statement in the back of a police car. Stupid. That never happened. This isn't proof that never happened. Just because this is a filing made by him, all right, to suppress the information saying that the detective is lying. And that doesn't prove anything, all right? Who has more of an incentive to lie? The man who's potentially...
Helmet Lang, I've never been interrogated. I've never took a stand. I've never testified. I've never did
potentially facing 40 years in a RICO charge, or a detective who says that something happened. Now, I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm not saying it did happen. But essentially, this is Thug pulling at straws in the trial, basically saying, yo, we cannot have this come out. This makes me look bad. And I feel like the detail here that's really interesting that a lot of people are overlooking, when he says this evidence must be excluded because it's not accurate, it places Mr. Williams.
Okay, show me the paperwork. Go buy it.
Character issue. But thirdly, it's irrelevant to the trial of the above referred case. That means that these alleged comments about a murder wasn't the Big Nut murder. Don't know what murder it was.
Go buy it. It's $2.39.
We need to find out. But he was apparently, allegedly, according to the state and the detectives, despite Young Thug giving his word, nah, that's not what happened. Supposedly, Mr. Williams was very young at the time. Why does that matter?
This snitching.
Again, it's just these kind of excuses like he was very young. I don't know why that matters, all right? But he's saying it's not true. He's saying the Detective Quinn may wrongly state that he was in the back of the police car and gave information on a murder case. He's trying to suppress this because it's about a different case. It's not a good look, man. But anyway, Young Thug, he kept crashing out. He'd been crashing out on Twitter all day long, man. So in addition to that, he said, stop trying to make me one of those boys. Death before dishonor this way, kids. It's desperate, all right? And so he went back and forth with Rallo, okay? And before I get to the Rallo tweets, I'm going to give you a little bit more context. Shout out to Remo, man, because he be doing some exceptional journalism on this situation. But Remo posted a throwback clip of Rallo basically saying that he had a long-running beef with Young Thug and that he shot at Young Thug every time he saw him outside. This is crazy.
So, with my boy Young Thug, it's kind of special to me because me and Young Thug, we was beefing, you know what I'm saying? We came up in the streets beefing with each other. You know, if you on this side and you on that side, of course you're gonna beef, you know what I'm saying? He was from the other side. And like, everywhere I seen him, I shot at him. I know.
He said he shot him everywhere that he sees him, man. This is actually crazy. So look, they went back and forth on Twitter, all right? They went back and forth on Twitter, so look. Rallo made this post, all right? In response to Young Thug saying that he was a snitch, or sorry, Pee Wee Roscoe pointing out that Rallo was dragging Rallo into this. Rallo ain't have nothing to do with this initially, right? He said, well, I lied to the feds for real, and you still called Lil Baby and told him to cut me off because I wasn't right. So now you're going to have to go through what me and Gunna went through, and we waiting on that gospel album, twin. And Rallo, just for the sake of just being factual, okay? Man, technology sucks sometimes. Let me zoom into this somehow. Here we go. All right. So the whole point of this paperwork is basically to say that Rallo, all right, he lied to the police. It says from the information given by Davis was deemed to be chicanery. Now, if you don't know chicanery, he's spinning them, he weaving a narrative that's not true. This is what Thug's trying to say that he did, but he said what he said in that interview, okay? So this literally says, this is from the actual report of investigation, okay? It's saying that they believe that the statements made by Rallo were chicanery. The proffer remains unknown, all right? Both stash houses were discovered abandoned, okay? The facts set forth above show reasonable grounds do not exist to grant Davis information to be truthful. They didn't think his information was truthful. They said that the feds themselves, the cops themselves said outright, okay, we do not believe that what he said was true. Specifically, the information given did not help the U.S. to identify nor locate the individual mentioned in the illegal narcotics trafficking described above. The FBI lacks, through this investigation conducted, the statements that were given, the information obtained from Davis lacks credibility. Davis stated that his plug, aka drug supplier, was dead, which led him into trafficking marijuana. Okay. It says Davis refused to answer questions on or about April 17th, 2018, after being found in the cargo bay of the airplane with the product marijuana on board. So this basically says Rallo's statements was a load of cap, chicanery. Okay, and Young Thug clapped back. He replied to this. All right, he replied to this. He reposted Rallo's post. He said, see, the difference between me and you is one, your friend said you didn't lie. You actually told on real people. You said that somebody actually did something that they were arrested for. Well, like shooting up a tour bus that that Pee Wee was arrested for, like that. I made an honest mistake. This is him admitting that he told. I made an honest mistake saying that we sold Lil Wayne weed to try and prove to the detectives that we wasn't beefing with him. He didn't say we. This is cap. This is misdirection. He said he's talking about Pee Wee Roscoe. He didn't say he didn't say we carry Wayne's drugs. He didn't say that. He didn't say they sold Wayne weed. He didn't say any of this. This is a lie. Okay? See the difference? Well, you're a liar. And let's not forget, you told Fanny you would take the stand on me and Lucci in our case to get out of jail. Citation needed, young thug. We're going to need a citation because I don't know if any of that's true. He kept going. He added Rallo Famgoon. He said, I tried to free my mans. You tried to fry yours. That isn't true based on the paperwork that's been shared. All right? He is on Twitter crashing out, lying, spreading misinformation to try and cover up the fact that he has been exposed for talking to the police for 2 hours and being a hypocrite. Because if he thinks Gunna's a snitch, then he's a snitch too. That's been my stance the whole time. You can't have both. You can't have it the same way. All right, it is what it is. So Rallo been clapping back. Rallo done hit back a whole bunch of times, okay, and he's been pretty hilarious with it. Okay, he posted this, said the difference is Rallo lied to the police. They told the truth. Facts. All right. He goes on to say, what do you call a man that's always one, got another dude's money in his hand, and two, got another dude's piece in his mouth? A Pee-wee butt person. All right, we're going to clean this up and be very careful about what we say here. But he's going at Pee-wee and he's basically saying Pee-wee got another man's money in his hand. All right. He's inferring that Pee-wee got paid to say that. Okay. And he's even messaged Pee-wee in a direct DM.
I like how his wife tries not to
you
say
are
it.
home. Where you at?
Right,
Let's meet so I can show the world how much of a bitch you is. Matter
We're
of
not
fact,
gonna get in
you
trouble
a side
here, guys.
hoe.
That was he said it
You ain't
before.
never been a main chick. Old
Oh god,
clip to clip
when the camera's off, he's
D-riding.
been singing that in all his rap
That is
songs.
actually very disrespectful. Okay, so Rallo has been going crazy on Twitter himself. All right, Rallo has been putting a lot of stuff out there in response to this tweet that I showed you earlier. I tried to free my mans, you tried to free yours. He clapped back, says, well, it doesn't look like you freed him to us, twin. Showed the mugshot. Showed Pee Wee Roscoe's article saying that he was trying to say that Birdman had something to do with it, and this hilarious image, all right? Rallo had a whole lot to say over the last 48 hours, okay? He's had a whole bunch of things to say that were very interesting, all right? He's clapping back at a bunch of people, posted that Pee Wee Roscoe message, posting a whole bunch of stuff, okay? So he's ever since this came out, all right? Ever since he came out, he said, what's for me is for me and what's for the streets is for the streets. People make changes for what they want in life. When everyone went against you, I was with you. And when everyone went against me, you rode with them. I don't give a F what nobody say about you. If you're riding with me, I'm riding for you. And can't nobody turn me against you. I'm with you until the world blow. F the politics. Help me, help us. He said, God don't play about me. A lot of people have been saying this is some divine intervention. This is like cosmic karma after all of the smut that Thug put on Gunna's name. The karmic gods have come back to bite him in the backside, man. Said, I ain't gonna dookie on you like you dookied on me when everyone went against me. I'ma pray for you and hope we can get this thing back together. All right? Said, you know I ain't going. I don't even know why a F-boy would even try and play with me like that. Paint whatever picture you want of me and I'll help you hang that stuff up so I can show you how much I don't give a F. Said, good morning. I just want to tell that ugly fat Jade she owed me and Gunna an apology for how she did us. That big B won't be able to fit in them spider sweatsuits when I get done with how much stuff I'm finna talk. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. This guy's hilarious, man. He got the thugs. He got the jokes. You know, he cracking the jokes. He's saying the big bouncer herself back promoting parties. You work in the door or the kitchen. Oh my gosh, right? Oh my gosh. He just went crazy with it, okay? We already saw that tweet. And here's what was really interesting. So Rallo clapped back, right? When Thug said, see, the difference between me and you is one, your friends said you didn't lie. You actually told on real people. You said that somebody actually did something they were arrested for. And I made an honest mistake saying that we sold Lil Wayne weed to try and prove the detectives we had nothing to do with it. Now, just like Young Thug got Pee Wee Roscoe up to task to basically ride for him, Rallo's doing the same thing. He got somebody from his case, all right? He said, clap right back at Young Thug, hit him with the Uno reverse card and did exactly to him what he did to Pee Wee, with Pee Wee. He said, well, let's hear it out of my friend's mouth. Did I tell on him? I went federal, you went Fulton County. I never met Fannie Willis in my life. Show your proof like I'm showing mine. And for your information, I was one of the only dudes screaming free Lucci. You snake-ass dudes are the real reason Atlanta is broken. You thought you was John Gotti, but you just a street punk. Let's not forget Big Boo took care of your bum ass. Shout out to The Rock, raised on Cleveland crew. And here he is, man. So this is, I guess this is Rallo's co-defendant, basically stamping it that he did not tell on him.
This is all they could be doing. That's what I think. If you ask my personal opinion, I think they done took all this shit that going on with their profile, and just since they don't know the answers to the profile, they just, that's what they use. They just throwing shit together, like. And so it makes sense what you saying. That's the only thing, when you just said that, that's the only thing that can make sense. They taking that profit shit and throwing me in that as whoever that the people had been talking about. That's probably what they think. That's what
and then
think.
they keep, the dog food, and they call me Mr. Dog Food. So they like, okay, this nigga Rollo done got this man locked up for some dog food. That's what it got to be, Sean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they going out for. I'm laughing, but I'm getting what you say. I'm saying the same thing. That's all they can be getting it out for.
That's some weird ass shit.
So they ain't got no facts. Ain't nobody saying, oh, I got it, I can pull it up, or I got some paper, or Sean sent me some paperwork.
Man.
So Rallo clapped back, all right, and he continued talking, continued doing his tweet, and he reposted some other people's stuff. Said Pee Wee Roscoe did 10 years for Wayne's tour bus, then he got out, then they locked him up for the same charge again when the RICO hit. How the hell did you try and help free him? Lol. He said they cut low, and I'ma cut lower. That's on God. Who want it? Right? So Rallo also had other stuff to say in clips that were circulating on Instagram. Okay, this was just his ex rants, but he was going crazy on Instagram too. All right, so this was getting posted on Atlantology. He said Rallo wants to meet with Pee Wee and shoot the one-on-one fade for talking all of that stuff, man. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
You gonna put me in this? I ain't got nothing to do with home. Nothing to do with home. I ain't even went up. Now keep that same energy that y'all did to everybody else to him. Talking about going online talking about, I don't even say my name. I ain't said now one of y'all niggas ain't now time. Talking about, come on with the joke. Roscoe, where you at? Come outside, get out that house. Come outside, let's meet up. Let's meet up. Let's do like back in the days. Meet up. They ain't talking about nothing. Always getting online talking about another, man. I wasn't even saying that. I just made my little post telling it, hey, stick to your homeboy. Now you want to go online and say something about me. I ain't said nothing about you, home.
So Rallo had other posts on his Instagram too. All right, had this one. He said, I don't give a F what nobody say about you. If you riding for me, I'm riding for you. And can't nobody turn me against you. I'm with you until the world blow. F the politics. Somebody got to stand on something. That's the real G code. That's what he said, man. Posted a video.
If I'm with you, it ain't nothing nobody can do or say to turn me against you. It's us versus them to the world blow. I don't give a damn what this shit come with. My mama, my own family, my sisters, my brothers can't even turn me against you. They ain't gotta respect you, but they ain't gonna disrespect you. No, I'm right there. Hell no. I don't give a damn. I ain't riding no new ways. I don't give a damn about no politics. There's no amount of money that can buy my motherfucking loyalty. I'm standing on that and I'm willing to down.
Now, I just want to point out something very interesting. Notice what his hat says. It says respect. Respect. Not respect, respect. This is a reference to Birdman. This is a hidden coded message, right? You remember when Birdman went to the Breakfast Club? He said, you better put some respect on my name. This a little reference to Birdman, a little coded message hidden there for Thug, man. I spot everything.
And if I'm in a room and somebody talking bad about you, if I don't walk out that motherfucker, it's my duty to check you. And if I f with somebody that you don't f with, it's my duty to come into some common ground with y'all and fix whatever problem y'all got. Send it to your mans. So f the politics, f the rap, fuck whatever. Hey, that.
So look, he kept it real, man. He said what he had to say, and then there's more, right? There's more.
Due to the fact that the Department of Labor have cut off its unemployment check.
Don't count for nothing, unfortunately. Dude, you're rich, get your own car fixed, and that's what started the war. Investigator T and Investigator G, along with the feds and Detective V, a white girl, were on Woody's case. especially with all of the murders and houses being shot up with the war between YSL and YFN. Woody comes down to clear his name and to find out what we know, and he basically breaks, gives us what we need because he was tired of going back and forth to prison because we kept on arresting him with guns and on probation violations. After we caught him with a machine gun in a backpack while playing basketball at a rec center in Mechanicsville. But he needed that gun because YSL left him hanging after the murders. But before that, both Woody and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan's dad's house and his dad's barbershop in 2015, striking him in the leg. This happened after Rich called Thug homosexual whilst he was performing, and Thug could... Let me get the rest of this. All right, I found the whole post, and Charleston White got a bunch of other stuff speaking on this, so we'll get to that in a minute, okay? But before that, both Woody and Threat... Can you see this? Let me move me over here. All right. This happened after blah, blah, blah. Thug could have killed him, but he only wanted to send a message. Then the dispute between Thug and Wayne happened. Lil Wayne attempted to little boy Thug, and Thug wasn't going for it. Wayne was Thug's idol at one point. Thug told Wayne, dude, I'm a gangster, don't ever disrespect me. This is what led to Thug naming his album Barter 6 to take jabs at Wayne's Carter albums. And Lil Wayne and Birdman were going at it over money. They keep telling y'all, I'm the police, we the police. And he tagged everyone. I need to get my name on that list as well, man. So Charleston White posted again. He went back to back with posts, man, like Drake, back to back. All right. FBI agent words about Rallo, Academic, Say Cheese, Thugger, Lil Baby, Big Bank, Big Facts. All right. It says Gunna never snitched. He should have, but he didn't. And Rallo damn sure never snitched. I don't give a damn what paperwork they claim they got. Rallo has never snitched, and I investigated him ever since he was 14 years old. And Lucci never snitched. Even when YSL shot up his video shoot, he never snitched. That's what it says, okay? And then he posted hey, listen. He says, this is the detective that cracked Woody's self-made, YSL Woody's case and made him start telling and cooperating. Every street dude in Atlanta knows of her. If your name came or across her desk, your criminal career stops in a short amount of time. She's a super cop who was targeted by YSL attorneys to defame her and assassinate her character, is an upstanding officer in order to assist the defense of Young Thug. But every last one of them dudes from Lil Baby to Pee Wee Roscoe know how relentless and diligent she is when it comes to solving crimes and making good arrests. Had she been put on the stand, the outcome of the YSL trial would have been different. That's what he says. He says, I've been telling y'all I'm connected to the police and FBI. Words from the FBI detectives. So this is just a little snippet, but it says, this is what led to Thug naming his album Barter 6 to take jabs at Wayne Carter and Lil Wayne. They were going at it over money. This is what was in the other thing. Words from FBI detectives. Then Lil Wayne tour bus got shot up. Investigators saw Pee Wee Roscoe with a gun, and Atlanta police escorted Lil Wayne tour bus to the Cobb County line. They then headed back to Atlanta, and that's when Pee Wee shot up the tour bus. So in that interrogation video, that was the first time the feds arrested Thug on minor charges, and they got his phone. It took about 3 years to break that phone password. They were supposed to give it back to him, but they didn't, and that's what caused evidence to be suppressed, and that's why it wasn't used in the YSL RICO, because Thug and Brian Steele fought hard to get that evidence tossed, along with that video. So that's why it wasn't used in court, or the evidence in that phone, fruits of a poisonous tree. But that phone had all kinds of evidence in it, and from what I heard, after that tour bus was shot up, Roscoe called Thug and Thug called Birdman. They didn't want to kill Wayne, they only wanted to send a message, but the feds broke Thug into mentioning both Birdman and Roscoe from what you see in that video, because Thug knew what was inside his phone. Wow. So they're saying that's why Thug was doing all that talking, because he knew that they had his phone. All right? And Charleston White made a very good point here. He said, everybody going back and forth is on probation. Don't let that go over your head. Okay. So Charleston White, he also responded in a couple little clips that have been going around too. Gave his opinion.
You and your crew the man. Hey, listen, I'm finna slaughter Young Thug. I got the Anton Daniels tonight. I got Big Bank Saturday. I got Say Cheese TV tomorrow. I'm finna go on a run with this real. Thanks for that alley hoop, Thug.
Hey, you're welcome, Charleston.
Thanks for that alley hoop, young. I'm finna go on a run. Say, I'm coming down court behind the back. I'm finna go on a run, baby. Ooh. Say, listen, I prophesied this. Right now, Say Cheese TV is looking at all the old videos. I told y'all Young Thug was gonna tell it. I am the new prophet. Y'all the new prophet. Listen, I have destroyed the hip-hop community. I have single-handedly Me and Lil Woody, when I Woody did, I started first. I have
Has he got a police badge chain? I'm gonna need to get one of those. That's hard.
single-handedly destroyed the hip-hop community. You can't deny that.
Yeah,
You
he
have
said
the
it.
right to remain silent. The street I used to watch before, they said, man, I don't want to talk to no motherfucking police. Fuck you talking to me for? Take me back. You gonna bring it. First thing they tell you before you sit down is, you do know you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have a right to attorney. You have a right to have an attorney present. Right then and there, you don't want to talk no more. Well, I thought we don't talk to police. Man, what really? I'm finna call Scarface. Scarface got a whole song talking about we don't talk to police. I thought, man, what is he doing talking? A 2-hour interrogation, and you mad at Yak got it. You mad at Gunna. Gunna don't have no interrogation tape. And everybody mad at Gunna. This is what I tell y'all. Hip hop is fake. They pick and choose. Come on over with me, young thug. Turn in your jersey, young thug, and come on over here and sit down with the tattletale. You didn't take the stand, but you told. You tattletale. Come on over here. Come tell. I'm telling everybody gonna tell. Everybody's gonna tell at some point when they get in trouble with the law. You can't beat the Lizzo. You cannot beat the Lizzo. I know I can't beat him, so I know him. I learned as a little bitty boy, you cannot beat both. The only problem in life is watching them on world. I don't know how to steal. You fucking be up by the bitch who fucking both of us.
He a funny dude, man. He crazy.
Ooh, listen, slime. Loose thug. I know you heard the saying loose whips ain't shit, don't you? This is why y'all ship sunk. The whole YSL tail group was a loose lip full of boys. They weren't just talking in the interrogation.
The internet is designed to destroy us, man. And it got me on your talk with all this damn good sense. Y'all niggas need to be ashamed of yourself. Losing my head, boy. You remember we was at the Sky House? Me, you, and Thug was sitting in the car? And that damn transvest walked past, and Thug tapped you and said, Pee Wee, what's up with that? And you told Thug how you stuck your dick lean up in it? Don't get me started, nigga. And Pee Wee.
I ain't gonna lie. I might have to trim that, man. I might.
Wait,
21
do
Savage.
Look, I gotta run that back because I'm saying, yo, what?
Back to the disrespect.
Diggling and what now?
Let me run it. What is he?
Woody responded, man. YSL Woody jumped
there
on
subtitles?
online to give his opinion. This was posted in Atlantology. It said respected rap. YSL Woody says that they're trying to get you.
He said, and it
They go clapping back to the disrespect.
don't forget about that trans story, nigga.
Oh no.
Don't forget about that trans story, nigga. When you said it out your own mouth, how you did the Buddha with that trans vest, Pee Wee Roscoe.
Yeah.
You know damn well not to mention me, boy. You know I ain't got no sense. I ain't got no damn screws in my head, boy. You remember we was at the Sky House? Me, you, and Thug was sitting in the car, and that damn trans vest walked past, and Thug tapped you and said, Pee Wee, what's up with that? And you told Thug how you stuck your dick lean up in it? Don't get me started. And Pee Wee.
Oh, Lord.
I ain't gonna lie. I might have to trim that, man. I might have to trim that out of the video. You
Did
have
he
to go
call
do
it
your
the
own
trans
research
vest
into that
wipe?
one. I ain't even trying to comment on that one. But Woody,
Yo, hold
He said
up.
when that trans vest, he said when that trans vest walked by and Thug tapped you, and he said, "What's up with that?" He told him how you stuck your ding-a-ling in it.
That's
He on
crazy.
exposure timing, man. So look, some people are saying YFN Lucci wasn't solid, and I think YFN Lucci was solid. To be honest with you, I'm not believing that, but I haven't looked into it properly yet. But people are saying that only the last hope for Ratlanta to keep it solid, the only rapper that stayed true to the code, didn't tell on nobody during the Rico and gets no credit, is Hood Rich Pablo Juan. I fuck with Hood Rich Pablo Juan. I rate him. I actually like Hood Rich Pablo Juan. So look, all right.
They calling that shit Ratlanta now.
On him The word got round, the post got deleted. He's still following Gunna too, though. He's still following Gunna too. But the word around town this morning was that 21 Savage had unfollowed him. And I checked it on my phone with my own eyes. He was not following Thug this morning. Now it's Cap. Maybe he's backtracked. Maybe he got that call. But Thug, he's pretending to be unbothered, and he showed off his chains. All right? I don't know if it's an old video, a new video. This is the YSL. Oh, no, not YSL. This is the iScooty chain. It's not YSL. There's not a Y and an S and an L hidden in there. No, definitely not. All right. But people saying he wearing the iced out cross. He must be promoting that gospel album that's on the way, twin. That gospel album must be on the way if he's promoting that cross, man. He got the iced out cross. He got the iced out YSL. I mean, iced out iScooty chain. And that gospel album might be on the way. So look, people. All right. And Ratlanta. It's over with, okay? It's over with. They're saying there's another allegation on Thug's name. Allegedly, according to the police, he was in the back of a police car when he was a young man, talking about a murder that ain't have nothing to do with the YSL Rico case. That is absolutely wild. You might notice a little bit of a change in the backdrop of the studio. I had to take down the Young Thug.
No way!
Oh my
Who does he think he is?
That is absolutely wild. You might notice a little bit of a change in the backdrop of the studio. I had to take down the Young Thug dress, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't have the Jeffrey dress in the backdrop amid these startling allegations, okay?